So welcome back to another video. There's actually a lot that I have to cover. I wasn't able to cover it all in my last video because it was already, what, 17 minutes long? And there's still a good amount of stuff that I wanted to talk about now that we're able to actually cover everything in Subsneaks, and there was so much I wanted to talk about for the longest. I finally get to say that. And so we're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to cover it all. But before we get into that, guys, make sure y'all do me a favor and follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be doing a $20 worth of Robux giveaway to one of you guys who follow me on Instagram once we hit 1,000 followers. And so I'll put that in the pinned comment and in the description below. All you have to do is go over there and follow it. We already had one winner, so who's going to be the second winner? Now, for the most part, you guys who have been in this community don't really know how testing is going on, how things have been progressing. And so, first of all, the game has been progressing pretty good. As you can see, the game looks a lot better than it did before. Through all these sneaks, we actually get to see how much better the game looks. But for some reason, they also update us on things that were fixed in the game and things that they have to fix. They also update us on the different testing stages in the Subsneaks. As you can see on the screen over here, RELL says all of these fixed. I'm not going to go over them all because honestly, we haven't even played the game yet, so we don't care. But I do want to point out that all the way at the bottom, it says finished crew system, and it says ranking, kicking, promoting, disband, and crew bounty. And the reason why I point this out is because as of right now, we still don't really know how the crew system works. And so at least now we know that at least there's a promoting system. We can promote people within our crew, which means there's going to be different levels that you can give people in terms of roles in your crew. It's not going to just be like inviting and boom, you're in the crew and that's it. Now, I don't know if those roles are customizable in terms of what you name it. I don't know how much roles there are, if there's only like 2, 3, 4, or if you could just keep adding as much as you want. I don't know if those roles could be like, you can make different divisions with those roles. I don't really know how all that works, and I wish they would explain it. But again, I guess we'll have to find out. Now, since it wasn't announced publicly, we also had in the sub announcements them saying that the red testers were able to officially test the game. So according to them, that this test session, which was on the 5th of one of the most important test sessions, was the red tester test session, which over here, Sin says the upcoming test session may be one of the most important for performance and testing out one of the major mechanics of the game that will tie together wrapping up sea explorations with ships and submarines. So that's what the red testers are testing, and that's a pretty important test session. So I guess that's out the way now. That was a whole month ago. They announced that ocean testing phase has begun and that they're going to keep us updated throughout the time. But that was a month ago as well. They announced that the ocean testing bug fixing was going well, and they were experiencing some delays, but they were working through all the issues, and that's good news. Then they announced on the 13th, majority of the game-breaking bugs have been fixed. So then on the 16th, they announced that they had 4 major testing sessions have been patched, where all the game-breaking bugs with the boats and ocean system have been patched. And with that, that should maybe give y'all a little bit of an insight of how good progression is going in terms of development. Now, character customization has also gotten an upgrade. If you guys watched, what was it, movie 1? There was a character customization screen, and we saw how it looked. It was cool, but this screenshot, literally, they say the main menu customization scene, redesign plus customization features finalized. And of course, they show us this picture, which looks a lot better than what we had before. It looks brighter, it looks more colorful, more detailed. The game overall, the scenery looks like it looks better, but they also do, and that's good news because y'all know me. I like my character customization, and everything in terms of character customization has improved. They also do confirm there's a ton of different hairstyles. I mean, 150 plus. They say 50 plus hairs reworked, rigged, textured within 1 week, and you can see how good all of these hairstyles. They have a bunch of different types of hairstyles. Real Bad over here says that there's 102 clothing armor rig fixes, weld fix, finalized hand paint touch-ups, which makes obviously everything look a lot better, and smart bone attribute effects finalized on all of them, which is where we get to see how good the game looks, how good the character's armor look within the game, and how good the outfits like move in a little video. We also get to see some of the race cosmetics. I'm sure these are going to be for character customization that you get to choose between, like different fishman cosmetics and etc. There's a bunch of pictures over here, so y'all could just look at them. They do go on to show a ton of different outfits and how good they look and improvements on them. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the game visually overall in the comments down below. I mean, I know y'all already like it, but you know. Oh, and lastly, for character customization, I do see that they say over here, down here, hand painted hat assets. We get to see some accessories that you can get within the game, hats in particular. which look really good, but it also makes me realize and remember that I hope that they have a vanity option in this game, so that way we're not forced to wear some of these. They might have really good stats, but you don't want to wear them visually, so RELL brothers, add a vanity option, please. Now I do want to talk a little bit about the maps because we actually do get to see some more information on maps. First being Skypiea. Now we get to see that Skypiea, they have a little idea where we had Water 7 in One Piece, which obviously was not a part of Skypiea at all. But in this game, they have their own little version, I guess, of that, except for Skypiea, called Sky 7, and we get to see screenshots of that and how that looks, and it's a pretty big island obviously, but it looks like they're going crazy with it. It looks really nice. I don't think I realized, like, with your character scaling, you would look pretty small next to this island, but the fact that they have like a Sky 7, which they say is being worked on Skypiea, because there's going to be there's going to be more than just Sky 7. It makes you realize that there's probably going to be different islands for the whole Skypiea thing. You know how Grand Peace Online really just had one island for the entirety of Skypiea? I think they're going to do something more like Arcane Odyssey, where you have different islands for Skypiea, with Sky 7 being one of the islands. That's just an example. Then we also get a sneak for some Skypiea assets, which look more like the Skypiea we know with the Golden Bell and stuff like that. I'm sure that's going to be a different island. We already seen the gate for Skypiea. I'm sure that's going to have nothing to do with Sky 7. And so there's definitely different areas for Skypiea, but how big it will be, I don't know, but it's probably going to be big. That's what makes me feel like C1 is going to probably be the basic, like, you're on land, different islands type C, and then C2 is going to be, what did they say C2 was? In my last video I said, because they did announce that it's going to be like, it's going to make you feel like you're on a mount, maybe a huge type of, like, maybe you're on a huge turtle the size of a Shindo CC map, and that'll be C2. And then C3 is probably going to be something like Skypiea with a bunch of different sky islands, and then C4, which is already confirmed to be an underwater type C. So it makes sense, sounds fire. Let me know how y'all feel about that down in the comments below though. And then they also make an announcement over here talking about how they're working on Whole Cake Island, or Cake Island, which they say in the sneaks, which is good to know that they already have Skypiea and Whole Cake, 2 actual One Piece islands in development. Now I don't know if that's going to be on release, Whole Cake, but guess we'll see. And of course, you already saw this already, but C4, this is the underwater city, and there's different areas within the underwater city. It looks actually pretty big. This is going to be C4. And when they mean an underwater city, they literally mean it's a city. This crap looks like a city. Oh, and the Gladiator Island. This is another island that we actually get to see. And this island looks like, it's going to have a boss. I'm pretty sure it's going to have a boss. But yeah, it's a Gladiator arena-based island. I guess you could use this island. Maybe it won't have a boss, but you could use this island to, I guess, just PvP with your crew or whatever. Just hold PvP sessions. I'm obviously going to do that. Y'all know that. I already said that 100 times. Like, if we host different devil fruit giveaways or whatever, we're going to come here. Or maybe we're just going to come here for tryouts. I don't know. Cool little island. Cool little island. Now, I do want to say, after every movie, we could visually see how much the game has improved. Movie 1 and 2 had a little bit more simple type of Roblox characters or overall game look. It still looked good, at least movie 2. No. Movie 2 looked great. Movie 1 looked good. Like, really good visually, to me, in my opinion. And movie 3 is going to be another huge improvement from both of those. Now, back in movie, I believe it was 1. I think it was probably before that. I did say that RELL was a good game, but it wasn't going to be known for its visuals. So y'all can't say I'm just being biased and saying the game just looks good just because I like the game. I used to say it visually wasn't all that. But within these sneaks, you can see the improvements between all of these outfits on how it looked before and how it looks now. They improved the game huge, and actually took time to make everything look better. Outfits, islands, textures, everything about the game visually better. To the point where I'm actually thinking, visually at least, in terms of like NPCs, bosses, outfits, and how the game actually looks, like islands, the maps, I think it's actually visually up there with Holy War X now. I actually think it looks better than most of these games on Roblox, if not pretty much all of them. Gameplay wise, I think the game looks good, but now it actually visually looks better. Like in movie 3, what we're gonna see is we're actually gonna see a quality of game that looks way better than what we've seen before in movie 2 and 1. The best looking One Piece game on Roblox, and I can't wait. A ton of armor within the game that looks really good, and they show us a bunch of different sneaks on that, a ton of hair. They are cooking, but that's about it for this video. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this all down in the comments below, and we're just gonna end it right there. I'll see y'all in the next video. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace out.